Hey everyone, welcome back to Matt's Models and More. I'm going to start a new series today. This may be a 3 or 4 part series just because I haven't done this before. But anytime you go to a model show or if you're at a flea market or anything like that, you might come across gems like this. And I loved it. I loved the way it looked. It just did not look completely finished to me. And not quite sure exactly what year or what kit this is, but it just intrigued me and I got it for $3. And I figured that I can put my own touch on it and do what they say, what is called a restoration, just like you would if you were doing a resto mod now or restoring a car now. So I thought it would be pretty fun to start doing this. So let's check it out. Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.com. Okay, welcome back. So like I said, this is new to me and I've been wanting to do this for a while and I've been collecting these at car shows. So what I'm going to do starting off is we're going to disassemble this as much as possible and then I will get it cleaned up and, of course, dump it in the bucket full of brake cleaner, get the paint off of it, get everything cleaned up. I mean, these white walls used to be white, and as you can see, this is so old that they've turned yellow. Maybe it was in a smoker's house or something, or it's been sitting outside. But it's just a good looking car. And I think I can make this really low and mean and maybe put an updated motor in it from mcvproducts.com. So we're going to go ahead and start. And remember, like I said, this is my first time doing this. So we're going to do this together. And the easy part, check out those horns. That's pretty cool. I didn't even see that before. How'd I miss that? All right, so the easy part is taking the hood off. So let's go ahead. I'm probably going to stop talking and we are just going to start disassembling. Carpet Monster got that one. And it did pop off. That was glued on. And it did break that piece, but I'll be able to fix that. I'm gonna end up changing the suspension on it anyway, just to make it sit a little bit lower. So if I break any of these pieces. Now I know some people are probably yelling at the screen saying you shouldn't change these. And I understand that. I mean, somebody put their time and hard work into this, and there's a history behind it. I get that. But you know what? It's kind of like no different than fixing up a car that somebody had put a ton of work and money in the 80s, was restoring a car. And you know how they always say, oh, it was last restored in the 80s, and you can tell it has that 80s flair to it. So, I mean, I look at these as art, guys. I mean, this is art, but it's still a car. That person's art is not dead. I did take pictures of it and document this, so it's not forgotten about. That's for sure. These part trays come in real handy. Not even just for, you know, disassembly, but he glued those in. The backs were not just disassembly of a restoration, because this is my first time doing this, but when you're working on a car for the first time, a brand new kit comes in handy too. Shameless plug. We're going to get this happy little tire off of here. We're going to make it much happier. I'm still debating on if I want to reuse these, because these are kind of neat looking. I think they just need to be maybe redone. Oh, see, that one broke. Daggone it. Well, that's all part of this process, so I'm expecting that, really. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But I also have some wheels that I think would look outstanding on this too, because I'm really thinking about giving this a gangster vibe really low. Look how dirty that interior is. This may have been sitting in somebody's shop. It wasn't a bad job. I mean, paint's not that great. You can see the paint strokes on some of this stuff. I tell you, this was done pretty neatly. You can see where it went out of line in some places, but overall, it was done very well. A little bit too much glue in certain areas, but hey, we're all guilty of that at some point. You can see where he glued the two together, and I'm definitely guilty of that. I mean, there's a lot in there. But yeah, it shouldn't be, you can actually see where he glued that tire in there as well, so it was sitting level. Yeah, so this is not blasphemy. Don't think that this should not be done, because I think it just it gives a rejuvenation to somebody else's eye, but then at the same time, it is also a nice way. You know, I don't know, I could probably find this kit somewhere. I'm sure it's out there. Put in the comments if you, I'm still trying to research on what car this is, what kit it was, all that good stuff. I can't find, there's one little marking right there, like I was saying earlier, but it's really just it just says MM. I don't see anything else other than MM. I don't know if that's monogram. Oh, actually it says MM1. Okay, stop right there. All right, so this is a 41 Lincoln Continental. I know that now. I actually did the research after I was done filming this entire video. So I'm putting this in the middle to stop right there to know one thing. Monogram kit, and it is 41 Lincoln Continental. Now, the cool thing about this is once you find that out, you can go to scalemates.com and plug in that number, the 2312-0700. The 0700 not so much importance as the 2312, but that gives you the exact release date of this kit. So this is not a real old kit. It is, but it's been repopped. This is a 1988 monogram re-release of the 1941 Lincoln Continental. So the wheels are in play. You got to remember, guys, I'm 52. I didn't grow up in this era, and I was never really big into these body styles until recently. And I'm starting to have a bigger appreciation for these body styles. So don't throw the rock at me because I didn't know that it was a Lincoln Continental, but I do now. And I'm still learning those front ends because it seemed like back in the day they all had very close, similar front ends with those big swooping fenders. So yes, 41 Lincoln Continental monogram 1988 re-release of this car. So good information. Now back to the show. So if y'all know what that means with a copyright, if you know what that means, let me know. This might not even be an old kit, so don't yell at me about that. All I know is I saw a body style that I really, really appreciate. And if anybody's watched Full Custom Garage with Ian, that man, his brain thinks completely different than anybody else. And that's what I try to emulate. And it's not just him. I mean, it goes back to the days of Ed Roth and Gene and everybody that was thinking outside of the box. I see this car, I see something that I want to do to it, and for $3 at a car show, I mean, a full kit. If I go buy a full kit, especially this one, if I found this body style, definitely not $3. No telling how much it would be. Let me make sure I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Use my chisel blade here and see if we can get some separation. Oh man. I want to try to save this engine. I'm not going to use it in this project, but I think it would be a cool setup for something else. So I don't want to break it. I don't mind breaking these hoses, and I do want to save this radiator because that radiator is extremely small, and I don't know of one that's going to fit in this car. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that. Needs a lot of. I'm just going to soak that, and I'm going to take this all apart, of course, use that in another project. Who knows? I might put it back in here. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that. We will see. Back to the project. Okay, so my assumption was right. We have here, can now see it is a monogram model. Seeing it down a little bit so we can maybe see it a little bit better. Monogram models. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And is there a date? Am I missing it? No date. Monogram Models Inc. Copyright, all rights reserved, made in the USA. I knew there would be something in there. Let's see if there's anything else. It's got a number down here, number 64, and then 2312-07100. If anybody knows, again, about this kit, it might not even be old. I'll be so embarrassed if it's not, but you know what? It's all right. It's all right, because I have not built this yet, and I have not seen one. So I'm probably going to either have to break these. I'm going to try to drill them out. So let's do that. So I put a 1.2 in here. These are glued so heavy. I'll point to them there. They're glued so heavy that if I try to pull on anything, it's going to break. I've been very fortunate. There's only been a couple things to break, and the couple things I'm not really worried about because I wasn't going to use those anyway. But I do want to keep this intact, and I don't want to screw up where it, although I mean there's other latching points. This back piece came off really well, so it wasn't a big deal. But put the 1.2 in there. I did end up breaking my 0.6 when I was trying to get that darn emblem out. That's how hard that glue was. Let's go ahead and see if I can. Let me get a pilot hole started on this thing first, because it's almost like a mound. Yeah, it's a slippery mound on top of that. I don't know what glue this was, but look how slippery that is. This may not work. I don't want to slip that off and cut my finger. And at the same time, I'm trying not to break this. So let's make sure the fingers are out of the way. You know what? Let's just do some surgery. I can just get enough grip. All this has to be drilled away anyway, so. So it's drilled out good. Problem is, I still got a mounting hole for next time, but at the same time, it's still, the glue is still going around the circle there, so it's still gonna be hard to get these off. Alright, let's see if I can. A little piece broke off right there, daggone it. Important thing is trying not to break it all. Like I said, even if I do, it's not life or death. I can still get it fabricated in to where it will sit right, but I'm just trying to preserve as much as possible before I completely go and resto mod this thing out. Guys, please don't hate me. I do it because I like it. I love the old look with the new technology. There's just something about it. Getting close. I feel it prying. I don't want to force it. If I can get under that piece that I just broke, it might be good. That's the good thing about a sharp chisel blade like this. Oh, and I did it anyway. Doggone it. Oh. Well. Yep, it broke it. So we are going on doing what I didn't want to do, which would have been so easy, to just go ahead and free it up. Yeah, I'm still not going to have a problem mounting that in there, so that's not a problem. We're going to get all that cleaned up. Ooh, dirtiest part of the entire model right there. I will take those pedals out and get those seam lines off, if that is a seam line. I need to do some research because those pedals may have been shaped that way on purpose. I'm not sure. But I do need to at least do my due diligence on that. But here is the body. Okay, so we've got, put in the comments, just so you know, let me put it on pause real quick. So I went and grabbed a couple, gosh, my desk is a mess. Let's get some of this out of the way. I had in my mind when I saw this body style, you know, you automatically think cruiser, old style cruiser with the bigger wheels and slam down on the ground. So I've got a couple wheels here. It's kind of just gonna match them up I'm debating whether or not to open this up. I mean, because you're only going to have, I would hate to, use a full set of nice resin wheels. And I will probably have this thing sitting on the ground. So, I mean, it's going to be, let me adjust the camera so you can kind of get the view. Okay, so here's a low view of the way those wheels would look on it. Let's see if I can get this more. Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself because the mock-up phase and everything will come later, but I just get excited because the whole process of me mocking up a vehicle always starts with the stance and the wheels, the two most important things, in my opinion, to make a car look good. So put in the comments if you think I should leave the fender skirt on or take it off, or even just a little bit, show a little bit of the wheel, and I can go ahead and shave that line right there and clean it up and make this all look like one giant fender. So I would shave that line, clean it up, probably even shave this, just make it look, one giant fender like the front is, so it's a sleeker look. And I'm probably going to open the trunk up because there is room back there to do some stuff. And so that was one choice. Just go ahead and put the other ones on that I had. And if this is a Ford by chance, please forgive my ignorance. I really like the way that looks. There's just something about that style wheel I really like. So, and these do come with white walls, so they will have white walls. If this is a Ford, I may put these Lincoln wheels that I've already mocked up on here. They need some serious cleaning up, but we'll see what this looks like. Let's get this more of an angle. I mean, that looks pretty good too. Getting ahead of yourself. Getting way ahead of yourself. All right, so we're getting close to, there's nothing else more on this that I can take apart. Let's get back to the normal view. Okay, so a few things. Didn't take much. These were the main tools that I used. A good flat chisel, my little micro drill, nippers, and I didn't use the sharp pliers. I used the rounded off ones that's got some grip in there. It makes it easy to grab stuff and take it apart or pull apart. So not much needed to take stuff apart. And I think I'm going to have fun with this series. We'll probably end it here only because there's nothing else to take apart. Part one was going to be complete disassembly. And then I'm going to do some more research on the monogram of what this is. And again, like I said, if y'all know what it is, please put it in the comments. That'll help me greatly. Oh, and see, I lied to you. There is one more thing I need to get loose, and it's this seat. And it looks like it's going to come out like a charm. And it did. So, gonna soak these in the tank. So the next video, which will be next week, we'll be pulling these out of the dump tank, and I'll tell you what I'm using. I'm putting this in .3 brake fluid, all of it, except for the chrome parts. I do apologize. Chrome parts that I am going to use, which I am going to recycle this steering wheel. I think that's good looking. I am going to recycle the pieces on the fenders, of course the grill. I doubt I'll recycle any of that, only because those were radiator hoses and stuff like that. Everything else does not need to worry about being chrome. So, so the chrome stuff would go in purple power through my ultrasonic cleaner. Doesn't take long, and then I will let the .3 brake fluid do its magic, hopefully. Looks like this may be lacquer. It's definitely not acrylic, and it looks like a plum color almost. Almost like a purple or a plum. Pretty color, not a bad color, especially with the interior choice. Good color choices. I think that may have what struck me too. And I do need to get these wheels apart too. Even though I may not be using these, but I may, because it does have a place for a spare. So I'll probably be putting one of these back there. And then of course the wheels that I do decide to go with. So a couple things. In the comments, tell me what car this is. Tell me if you think I should shave the fenders or not, or leave it the way it is. Tell me what motor you think I should put in it. I've got plenty to choose from Ford, Mopar, Chevy, anything. It's going to probably be a modular motor, so it will be something newer, because I am doing a resto mod, like I said. And which of those wheels you like the best? We'll have number 1. We'll have number 2. And then number 3, if this is in fact a Ford, I would use these. So those are probably the 3 I'm going to go with. That's the only 3 I'm going to pick for this particular car. So let me know those. Give me all the information you got, big guys. I truly appreciate y'all watching. And until next time, keep on rolling.